Hey guys, how's it going? I hope everyone is doing well, day or night, whenever you tune in to see this. So this is going to be a general reading for water sign Cancer, the crab. I do apologize for the lateness, but here we are. All right. So it is a general reading, so it can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, etc. All right. And it is a timeless reading. So for some people, it could resonate, as an example, 6 months before, 6 months after, a year before, a year after, a couple months, days, weeks, hours before and after. So always keep that in mind as well. And this reading may resonate for you even if you are not a sun Cancer, rising Cancer, or moon Cancer, as we all have all 12 zodiac signs throughout each of our individual birth charts. So that's why I always encourage everyone, if they haven't already, to find out your other placements. For instance, what is your sun, rising, and moon signs? Because depending on where you are in your life, you may resonate more with your moon sign, with your sun sign, or your rising sign. All right. And let's see if we can get a little bit more of the table there. There we go. So yes, we're going to get into Cleo in just a moment here. Cancer. So I pulled all of your cards ahead of time. And if you're new, I want to say welcome. Cleo. Hush. Sorry, my dog sometimes. And even if you're not new, I want to say welcome back as well. Both are equally important, and I appreciate everyone's energy, your views, your likes, your shares, and your subscriptions, which are all free and definitely help the channel. Also wanted to say that I do take one photo at the end of all of the cards in case you want to see it more up close in detail later. All you have to do is click in the description box below and follow the instructions there on how to check out the picture that I'll post after the live. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into your reading here, Cancer. I did want to do a little sound bell for some general grounding and healing for the reading for you guys and myself. So just be aware sometimes it is a little bit loud, all right, in case you're sensitive to that, or even listening with headphones or something, okay? So if you want to, you can take a deep breath in and out, or you can just listen as well. All right, hold on. Make sure there's no dog and cat hair in here. Okay, here we go, Cancer. All right. I think that was a pretty good one. Okay, Cancer, let's get into your reading here. You do have a pretty good reading, so I'm excited for you. And maybe Hermes is a Cancer. Sometimes he likes to make his debut in the Cancer videos. Maybe you're a Cancer, huh? All right, go be quiet. You're a good boy. Okay, sometimes. All right, Cancer. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the layout here for just a moment. So we're starting in the center, your first 6 cards here, and we're using 2 different decks. So we'll talk about what's on the top and the bottom of each deck, and also your tarot confirmation cards. And then at the very end, we also have 2 oracle cards for you as well, if you stick around for that. All right, so we'll go ahead and call these out. You have the Queen of Staves, also known as the Queen of Wands, in the right side up position. You have the 3 of Swords in the reverse position. You have the Princess of Sacred Circles, also known as Princess of Pentacles, in the reverse position. You have 5 of Swords in the reverse position, the Wheel of Fortune, right side up, and the Death card, right side up. All right. Now, I also wanted to say here, Cancer, that you do have 4 major arcanas, all right? So that can talk about a particular amount of change coming up here for you. Some people only have 1 or 2 in their reading. Some people have 3, 4, 5, 6. It kind of differs for everybody, okay? So this could be a particular amount of change coming up during this first 2 weeks of January and even beyond and even before, right? It depends since it is a general reading here for you. All right, so we're going to talk about too this first row. We're going to go over last week's energy a little bit here, since again, I do apologize for the late video. And then we'll go into your second row here in the center, which is the week we're in now, till about January 16th or so. But again, it's not exact. Okay. So starting your reading off here with the Queen of Staves, also known as the Queen of Wands, in the right side up position, okay? So this is some very nice confident energy. It has a silent confidence to it. It talks about a person of position of a power or authority in some way, but really she is in control of her emotions with the Nile River in the background. When I say silent confidence, it is because if you can see here in the picture, her eyes are closed, right? So she carries her power, right, in her body language, in her posture, and in her energy. So let's say even if she didn't have her fancy clothes and crown and scepter, she would still be a queen. Okay, now this could be your energy here, Cancer, from about a week ago or so, or it could be someone's energy around you. But that's why I always say that as you go through the reading, if you feel like it is not resonating for you, don't force it. And that's why I say to always check out your other placements and the other videos that I have here on my channel for you. Okay, now this Queen of Staves energy or Queen of Wands in the right side up position, it could be trickling back from like recent past energies as well, right? So maybe even December, let's say, as just an example. So what is the recent past? It will be different for everybody, just like how I was explaining in the beginning of the video. The time is fluid and relative. So for some people, a recent past could be a couple of hours ago, minutes, days, weeks, months, years, etc. Okay, but yeah, pretty much I would say out of these 6 main cards, 5 of them are extremely positive. There's one little area of blockage that we'll talk about. Besides that, there's some really good stuff here for you, Cancer. Okay, now as we go forward to your second card, you have the 3 of Swords in the reverse position, and this is how you want to see this card, okay? And this could have been energy from, let's say, maybe the middle of last week or so, but it is an energy of letting go of some type of pain, heartache, hurt, betrayal, lower vibrational frequencies, or just some type of mental confusion in the recent past. Okay, so here in the reverse position, and this is how you want to see this card, it means that you've already let that go, or the person that you're dealing with let that go, or multiple people you're dealing with, or general environment situation. Okay, so that is how you want to see this card. So it shows some growth here, whether it's you or somebody else or multiple people. Okay, so that's really nice to see, especially when we're talking about, this reading is for the time period originally, okay? Again, time is fluid and relative, but originally from January 3rd to this January 16th. So when we think about, starting the new calendar year, that a lot of people are trying to let go of stuff from the last year or things that are no longer resonating with them or feeling like they're vibing with anymore. So that's kind of a nice thing to see here for you, Cancer. Now, when we get to your third card, this is your blockage card. I was talking about really the only one here in your reading that has a little bit of a blockage, right? And that is the Princess of Sacred Circles in the reverse position, or Princess of Pentacles, also known as, in the reverse position. So it seems like maybe towards the end of last week, maybe there was this energy of not feeling ready to plant some type of seeds for the future, feeling a little bit of a lack of abundance, stagnant energy, okay? And we'll get into why that is here right now with what was in the top and the bottom of this deck in relation to this Princess of Sacred Circles in the reverse position. But let me go ahead and show you the card in case you're watching and not listening, right? But normally you would see this Native American woman here that is pregnant, and she's also holding another child in her arms, right? So that's the planting the seeds for the future, but it's in reverse. So there could be some hesitation there, or just like I said, stagnant energy blockage, not feeling maybe supported or abundant. And for a small few, it could also be maybe not quite ready to step into some type of leadership role or something to do with elevating to a higher level position. Since it is a princess and not a queen, right? It could also be that somebody is not really in the mindset of learning new things, okay, because that's what we think about when we think of the prince and the princesses, okay, or also known as knights, right? But there could be a little bit of a hesitation there too, okay? So when we say leveling up, maybe there's a hesitation to level up in a work situation or a creative project or a romantic relationship or even a relationship with friends or family or whatever it is, okay, you're trying to manifest in your life. There's just a little bit of a blockage here. All right, so we'll go ahead and break this down here. So this is what is on the top and the bottom of your main deck here. This is the Ancestral Path deck that I use for the cards in the center. So what we have is the Prince of Cups in the reverse position and the Nine of Swords in the right side up position. Now, instead of a recent past energy, this is further way back past energy, okay? And we're talking about it in relation to your third card, the Princess of Sacred Circles in reverse. So this is basically saying here, Cancer, that in the way back past, there could have been some type of communication that was put on hold, wasn't well received, okay, a celebration put on hold, or again, just some type of stagnant energy in the recent, in the way back past. I keep saying that the wrong thing there, in the way back past, so further back than the recent past, okay? And that is because of the Nine of Swords. There was a lot of worry, overthinking, anxiety, being too much up in your head, staying up late at night, not able to sleep right, exhaustion, and even for some of you go all the way to the end of the Nine of Swords, some depression type energy, okay? But maybe if this isn't you, Cancer, it could be the energy of the person that you're dealing with or multiple people, a general environment situation here, okay? But this is past energy, and it could be just kind of describing why we have a little bit of a blockage in the current energies for last week with the Princess of Sacred Circles in reverse. So obviously, if you have a lot of worries on your mind from the recent past and some type of communication. And when I say communication, it could have been a communication that you were going to give or someone was going to give to you, or a communication from your spirit guides, the universe, right? The higher powers that be, if you have some type of religious beliefs, right? But there was something where somebody's emotions weren't all the way comfortable with this, okay? And that could be why that communication wasn't well received or was just put on hold here with the Prince of Cups in the reverse position, okay? But going forward, you still have some really amazing, positive cards. Like I said, out of the main 6 here in the center, you really only have one card that is a little bit of a blockage or challenge, okay? So going forward into the week we're in now, right, we have your 4th card, the 5 of Swords in the reverse position. And this is how you want to see this card, and this shows a lot of growth. So now you are ready to put that worry, anxiety down. You're ready to focus more on the present moment. You're maybe possibly not as competitive with yourself or with others, if this is you, Cancer. But again, it could be the other person, multiple people, general environment situation. But this is how you want to see this card, right? So if you're even just looking at it from the standpoint of the way back past, where you have the Nine of Swords in the right side up position, and then over here with this 5 of Swords in the reverse position in the more future current energies, okay? So you can see that growth right there already, all right? Now moving forward here to maybe like the middle of the week where we are now, let's say as an example, but again, it's not exact. You have the Wheel of Fortune in the right side up position. And this is a beautiful energy. This is for momentum, positive energy, right? Luck is now on your side, changing of seasons, okay? And so it could be now that the energy in this week or even towards this weekend is more agreeable, okay, in some way for whatever you're trying to manifest in your life. Now, I did want to say, I forgot to say it earlier, some of the zodiac signs we do have here in your reading in case you're watching for that, right? Could be certain zodiac signs that you are dealing with, or that you have predominantly in your birth chart, or the other person or multiple people, or it means nothing to you at all. But we'll go ahead and call them out now. So we have Scorpio energy, we have Libra, we have Capricorn, we have Capricorn again a little bit, and we have Leo. Trying to think of all the different ones that are in the Wheel of Fortune. Leo, Capricorn, Scorpio again, so Scorpio twice. And what else do we have? Scorpio, Capricorn. For some, could be Taurus as well. Okay, so let's go through them again. Scorpio twice, Capricorn twice, Libra, and Taurus. Okay, so those signs could mean something to you, and they could mean nothing at all. But I wanted to go ahead and call that out before I forgot to mention it. All right, now going forward back to where we were, we just talked about the Wheel of Fortune in the right side up position, right? And now luck is on your side. Things are moving forward, okay, in a really nice positive way here for you. And then really beautifully, you have as your sixth card in the main center, the Death card in the right side up position. So this is all about new beginnings. It's nothing to be scared of. It doesn't mean that somebody's going to die, nothing dark like that, okay? If you're not familiar with the tarot, it just basically means the dying of the old and clearing away of the old to make room for the new. Okay, so sometimes I kind of refer to the Death card, and this is some of that Scorpio energy that we were talking about. Is, let's say you're doing some spring cleaning and you get rid of some old clothes that you no longer use, and you donate or give to somebody else. So then if you have money and opportunity and time to get some new clothes in, then at least you'll now have space for that in your closet. Okay, just as an example here. But here you see this little child actually playing with a human skull, right? And it is kind of like a little bit morbid, but it's more about the metaphors and symbolisms of this card. And then you also have the Grim Reaper type like figure that's going to carry you across the boat into the underworld. You also have an owl at the top of the card, which symbolizes wisdom, right? Looking for wisdom to go through these changes, okay? So it could be big changes, it could be small changes. We did have 4 major arcanas in your reading, so a fair amount of change coming up here, okay? But this, I really feel like, is a good omen in your reading, especially because we're in this new calendar year, right? So it's good to get rid of that old stagnant stuff that no longer resonates, whether it's physical 3D world stuff or it's more spiritual, energetic stuff, okay? Now, let's go back a little bit here. I kind of forgot to mention something as far as your 5th card, right? To go back to the Wheel of Fortune in the right side up position, because this is actually where my spirit guides wanted me to talk to you about what was in the top and the bottom of your other deck here, okay? So even though this is a very positive card, we still kind of want to look back at maybe how it showed up on the table, right? And what's behind this new found luck or better timing in something, okay? So we have here the 8 of Pentacles in the right side up position and the Justice card in the reverse position. And this is energy in these 2 cards from the way back past, whatever that means for you. So it looks like here, Cancer, in the way back past, you could have really been working hard at something, right? You see this scribe here, and he's working on his pentacles, and he's outside, and there's a cat and a bird watching him, okay? So putting in long hours into something. The 8 of Pentacles also talks about our work ethic, as far as only you will know, right, if you're working hard enough or you're not working hard enough, okay? But here it really feels like you were working really hard at something, or the person you're dealing with or multiple people were, okay? But it seems like despite that there was some type of injustice, okay? And it could have had something to do, sorry, I got some candle wax on the cards there yesterday. But it seems like it has something to do with maybe somebody wasn't, when we have the Justice card in reverse position, it talks about things not being justified, or things not in perfect balance, right? Because the Justice card represents balance. So maybe in the way back past, there had something to do with your work, okay, or creative project, or it could be a relationship, romantic or platonic, whatever it may be, but there wasn't a balance there, or somebody wasn't, trying to think of the right way to say it, somebody wasn't being recognized, not recognized for their work, but almost like it wasn't fair. Maybe because you were working so hard, you felt like a lot of pressure was being put on you in some way, whatever you were trying to manifest here in the way back past, and maybe it just wasn't balanced and fair, okay? But these two cards, regardless of how you find yourself in those positions, is what led to this Wheel of Fortune to say, now that things are more balanced and luck is on your side and there's better timing, and it could have something to do with your work ethic or how many hours you're putting into something here, okay? All right, so now with that being said, let's go ahead and get into your tarot confirmation cards here. So we'll go in order, I'll call them out. All right, you have the Page of Pentacles in the reverse position here. You have the Horned One, also known as the Devil. That's some Capricorn energy here in the right side up position. And then you have another page, and this one is right side up this time. It's the Page of Cups in the right side up position. All right, so let's go in order. And also wanted to say too, that the way that I read the first two tarot confirmation cards are usually past energy, and then the third is more future current energies. Okay, so let's start here. The Page of Pentacles in the reverse position in the recent past, okay? So it looks like there was some type of small blockage here in the recent past, maybe a lack of passion or courage in something, maybe a false start to something, right? Since it is a page, right? It normally would go page, knight, or prince, and then king, okay? So it could also be that there was some type of communication or small offer, because normally when it's right side up, he's holding that one pentacle that he has, okay? But maybe there was in the recent past some type of small communication that you were going to give, or someone was going to give to you, or from the general environment, from your universe, the spirit guides, that maybe didn't come through or wasn't well received or fully understood yet, okay? But it looks like this card was a catalyst, because it is confirming these other two really positive cards that are in the more future current energies. So the Page of Pentacles in reverse is confirming that Queen of Staves we talked about in the beginning of your reading, and then also the Five of Swords in reverse that was in the second week of your reading here, the week we're in now, depending on when you're watching this, okay? So like I said, it was a catalyst, okay? So maybe now, when we're in this kind of, first 2-3 weeks of January, now you're feeling more passionate, you're letting go of some stagnant energy, you have this silent confidence to you, you're owning your emotions in a positive way and controlling them, you're also focusing more on the present moments and not as defensive as maybe you were in the recent past, and now you're able to also not be as competitive with yourself or with others. All right. Now going forward, your second confirmation card is the Horned One, also known as the Devil in the right side up position. And this is, again, energy from the recent past and some Capricorn energy, all right? So it looks like here in the recent past, Cancer, there could have been some type of imbalance, okay, as far as some type of addiction, right? We can be addicted to more than just money, sex, and food, right? We can be addicted to a way of life. We can be a workaholic. I mean, there's so many things, okay? But basically, the way that this card in this deck is depicted is you see this man, and he's sitting in the forest, and he's got some kind of blanket all around him. He's almost looking like he's put some antlers on himself. He wants to be an animal, right? His animalistic side is out more. And then you also see this dog or this wolf at the bottom of the card here, okay? So that's really what the Devil is, or the Horned One is all about. It's just your animalistic side is out and not in balance the way that it should. Now, when we talk about the Devil and addictions, right, it could also be a little bit in the recent past, for some, self-sabotaging energy, because when you see this devil card in other decks, it's usually a man and a woman, and they're both chained, right? And the devil's holding them. But if you look really closely, the chain, the loop is open. So it's always a choice, right? Everything in life is always a choice. It's all about reaction, okay? So it's basically saying there could be, in the recent past, a little bit of self-sabotaging energy in some way. All right, not for everybody, but for some. Okay, so anyway, when this devil card in the right side up position, it's confirming, and it is a catalyst for the Three of Swords in the reverse position, and then that Wheel of Fortune in the right side up position. So if there was some type of imbalance here, right, it led to then you letting go of some type of recent past pain, hurt, heartache, lower vibrational frequencies, or being exhausted. Okay, so maybe after this animalistic side and this imbalance came out more, maybe it was more obvious to yourself and others, and so then it helped you deal with whatever was causing that pain and that imbalance. Okay, and then it led to also the Wheel of Fortune energy, where now luck is more on your side. There's better timing, right? Not just with you, but with others, or the general astrology or collective unconsciousness, okay? But it is for momentum and positive energy. However, it resonates here with you with the Wheel of Fortune right side up. All right. Now, when we talk about your third tarot confirmation card, this is the Page of Cups in the right side up position. And it is more future current energies. If you compare it, just as for a brief moment, to your first tarot confirmation card, the Page of Pentacles in reverse, right? One is reversed and now one is right side up, okay? And they're both communication cards. So this could be saying that in the future current energies, there is now a more energetic pathway to having some type of new beginning, from starting from the bottom and then slowly rising up, because he is a page, not a knight or a king yet, okay? But you see this page, and he's standing on some rocks, and there's all this water splashing around him. So he's also in control of his emotions. He's working through them. This is about growth, prosperity, abundance, right? Not just money, but whatever you want to manifest. But he has his cup. It's in the right side of position. The cups do represent, just like the water, the emotions are in a nice controlled place. So maybe now you're going to receive some type of communication from someone, or you're able to communicate or give the communication to somebody else, or multiple people, or also if it's a communication from the universe, your spirit guides, etc. Okay, but it is the beginning, right? The small step, the first step. Okay, the page is the first step. And what is a small communication? It could be, as an example, you get a text message, you get an email, you get some signs from the universe that maybe only you understand, right? Whatever it may be, it is very positive. And it is coming in here and confirming the Princess of Sacred Circles in reverse, and that Death card in the right side up position here. Okay, so this Page of Cups, right? Remember how I was saying earlier in the reading, the Princess of Sacred Circles, maybe in that first week of January, you weren't quite ready to plant your seeds for the future, or there was just an energetic blockage or stagnant energy. Okay, but now it is, again, with the Page of Cups in the right side up position, now you're maybe ready to plant those seeds, take that first step, have some type of small communication with yourself or others or the universe, okay? And it is also supporting that Death card energy, right? So the clearing away of the old, making ready and room for the new, and also just having some type of transformation or change, whether it's a small change or a big change, okay? Getting ready to really, bring in this new year in a positive way with something, okay? So very nice here, Cancer, as far as the tarot. But before you go, let's get your oracle cards real quickly. A little more light and fun sometimes. So your first oracle message is your love oracle card here, whether you're watching for romantic reasons or platonic love with friends or family, or self-love, or all the above, okay? So your love oracle message is free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And here, it actually looks very much like some Capricorn type energy, but you see almost this unicorn horse, right? And it's inside a fence. Okay, so it's being controlled. So it's telling you to jump over the fence, free yourself in some way, take back control of your life and all of your relationships, your romantic relationship, your relationships with friends or family, platonic, and also a relationship with yourself. All right, so maybe get some more freedom and control. So very nice here. You can also look up like unicorn energy if you want to, as some general symbolism or a power animal, and see what other things it might bring up if that's something that you're interested in. Now we're going to go talk about your last oracle card here, and this is from the Kalima Oracle deck that my good friend gave me by Elena Fairchild. All right, and the way that I was kind of first introduced, I think it was when I was in high school or junior high. I was actually working at an Indian store, and the guy who was the owner explained to me kind of the basic understanding of Kalima. Okay, so the way that I kind of first understood it was that you pray to this Indian goddess, right, for justice in your life so it doesn't affect your own karma. Okay, that's just one manifestation of Kalima. There's a lot more that I'm learning about even with this book. Okay, but the card you got, and I believe the artist is Jimmy Manton or James Manton, Jimmy Manton. But this is the card that you got here, Cancer, for this time period. It's a little bit scary, but once you hear what it's about, it's actually very positive, okay? And hopefully I'm going to say this right, pronounce it right, since I'm not Hindu myself or Buddhist, but I believe it is Chamandaya. Chamandaya. Okay, check that out once the camera focuses there. So like I said, it's a little bit scary when you first look at it, but it is very positive. Okay, so it says, her unerring instinct for spiritual protection arises spontaneously, even when we do not realize we need it. Sometimes we don't realize just how far we've become entangled in that which is no good for us. We do not realize we need Kali's powerful intervention. Knowing what to allow and what to fight for or against requires wisdom. Holding the space for inner and outer conflict to be resolved involves discipline. Chamandra is fearlessness, wisdom, patience, and discipline needed to conquer a difficult situation. So she is with you now. Wild Black Chanamandra is a furious warrior goddess. She takes her name from Chanandra and Mandra, two great demons who she defeated. Thus, her name is a symbol of gaining power. Her presence indicates that you shall not only overcome an obstacle, but gain complete mastery over the energies that gave rise to it. You shall never be troubled by it again. Bathed in blood-red light representing her life force and power, Chamandra has multiple arms which indicate her divine activity. The skull and crescent moon resting atop of a funeral pile form her crown, symbolizing her status as a goddess of death and karmic retribution. She is yet protective, though. Her three deeply socketed eyes are so intense they are said to burn away the evil in all worlds and dimensions. She provides protection from destructiveness, including gossip and all other kinds of black magic, which, not unlike gossiping, uses intention, words, and actions to work against another's well-being. Okay, very interesting. So I don't want to read all of this. There was like one other part, and then we'll do the little prayer here. Let's see. Okay, so where was it? I saw it here somewhere. She is independent, fierce, and unique, and a manifestation of the wild feminine power of Devdi, the great divine goddess. She's an expression of Kali referred to interchangeably with Kalima and the Puranas. hopefully I'm saying that right, ancient Hindu texts that date back more than 2,000 years. The Matra, sorry, hold on. The Matas, okay. I'm gonna get it. The Matradas express a consciousness that is potentially protective and destructive, depending on your actions. These beings are perfectly upset by negative expressions of masculine energy. Whether expressed by a male or female human, the masculine energy can be healthy or toxic. When it is healthy, it is strong, creative, protective, and regenerative. When it is toxic, it is exploitative, dominating, and damaging, seeking progress at any cost. This is profoundly disruptive, and rather than the positive destructive power of Kalima, is the unchecked demonic destructiveness of greed. The Matranas are fierce, and Chamantra in particular will retaliate against toxic masculinity, causing havoc in the lives of those who live by such values. Okay. It says, Chamantra is worshipped as the ruler of the sacred erection. This is symbolic of the power over masculine energy. When the feminine has been desecrated in any way, she will not hesitate to retaliate with fierce compassion which from all human perspective may seem like chaos. Yet the phallus symbol is also a symbol of honoring the potential power and creativity of healthy masculine energy, facilitating its safe development in the human psyche. All right, so I thought that was really interesting. And let's do the little quick prayer here. And then if you want to look more into it, you can just do a little Google search here. All right. Okay, so hopefully I will pronounce all this the best as I can. Hold on, you know what? Let me get a sip of coffee. My allergies, guys, sorry. All right. Here we go. It says, Yogiyana of extremity, Cha Mandaya Kalima. I bow to your wisdom, your protection, and your love, you who are the dark mother and the queen of the wild feminine. I recognize your furious devotion when it arises as needed. To gain release from false structures and the renewal of life force, I humbly return to the source of the mother wisdom, seeking refuge in you. May I mature and develop spiritually to become a true, faithful, and effective devotee of the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine in the divine relationship for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Jama Kali. All right, so very cool, interesting. Like I said, you can always Google it and get more insight and information. I'm sure there's a lot out there since this is something that has been in the Hindu text, it said, since 2,000 years ago. So might be some wisdom and takeaway there for you for this time period and even beyond, dear Cancer. But that is your reading. So thank you guys so much, as always, for your energy, for your likes, for your shares, and for your subscriptions, which are all free and do help the channel. So if you want to subscribe and you haven't yet, all you have to do is click on the bell icon on the bottom right over there somewhere. Excuse me, and just make sure it's blue and active, I believe, and then you will get notified when I put out new readings. So other than that, thank you guys so much. Take a little break, and then we'll be back shortly with Gemini. All right, guys, take care. And also, before I go, since this reading is late, the next set of readings, I will be starting the traditional way from Aries onwards. So hopefully your reading will not be late next time. All right, you guys take care. I'll see you later. Bye.